Everyone. In this video, I would like to explain the term revaluation of assets and liabilities in the partnership firm. While admitting the new partner in a firm, the old partners have to revalue their assets and liabilities. And how to revalue the assets and liability? That is a question mark. That revalue the assets and liabilities should be done by way of preparing the revaluation account. And the following items comes under the revaluation account, that is any increase in liability and any decrease in assets and additional liability are comes under the debit side of the revaluation account. And in the credit side, any decrease in liability, increase in assets and additional assets comes under here, credit side. And finally, you close that account. If the credit side total is more than the debit side total, the result is called revaluation profit. Suppose if the debit side total is more than the credit side total, the result is called revaluation loss. Like we discussed in this problem, Raman and Lakshman were partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 4:3. So Raman, Lakshman, two are partners in a firm. Their ratio is 4:3. 4 for Raman and 3 for Lakshman. In the view of balance admission, they decided to revalue the assets and liabilities as indicated below. So Valen is admitted as a newcoming partner in a firm. So immediately after admitting Valen, the Raman and Lakshman revalue their assets and liabilities. Regarding that items, one is to increase the value of building by rupees 60,000. Actually, building is one of the asset of the firm, so that value should be increased by 60,000. And second one is provision for doubtful debts to be increased by 800. So provision for doubtful debts, it is a liability. That liability should be decreased by 800. And third one is to decrease machinery by 16,000, furniture by 4,000 and stock by 12,000. Those machinery, furniture and stocks are asset of the business. So that value should be reduced by 16, 14 and 12,000 accordingly. And fourth one is a provision for outstanding liabilities to be created at 800. So liability, that means an additional liability is created. So from that information, show the revaluation account. Where the items comes under the debit and credit side of the revaluation account. According to that, we work out this problem. So the first adjustment is to increase the value of building by 60,000. So building is asset of the business. So that value should be increased by 60,000. Actually, any increase in asset is comes under the credit side of the revaluation account. Once again, I recall it. That is any increase in liability, decrease in asset and additional liabilities are comes under the debit side. And in credit side, any decrease in liability, increase in asset and additional assets. These three items are comes under the credit side. So based on this, the building asset value is increased by 60,000. So it comes under the credit side of the revaluation account by buildings 60,000. And second one is provision for doubtful debts to be decreased by 800. That means liability should be reduced by 800. So in the credit side, by provision for doubtful debts 800. And third adjustment is to decrease machinery by 16,000, furniture by 4,000, stock by 12,000. So the machinery, furniture and stock, three items are asset of the business. So that value should be decreased. So decrease in the value of asset is comes under the debit side of the revaluation account. That is to machinery by 16,000, to furniture by 4,000 and to stock 12,000. And fourth adjustment is a provision for outstanding liability to be created at 800. That means additionally that liability should be created at 800. So provision for outstanding liability 800. And finally close that account. Here credit side total is 60,800. You see that the credit side total is more than the debit side total. So you balance that item. Balance is 2. So 28,000 as a profit of revaluation account. So that profit on revaluation account should be shared among the old partners. That means Raman and Lakshman in their old profit sharing ratio. So again, the 28,000 should be shared by Raman and Lakshman. So Raman's capital account 28,000 into 4 by 7. And Lakshman's capital account 28,000 into 3 by 7. So 16,000 for Raman, 12,000 for Lakshman. Thank you.